Hello everyone, welcome back to Train Simulator 2021. KermMartian here, back with Train Simulator, obviously. This is episode 11 of my Train Simulator 2021 series, and this is KermMartian Live number 48. So we are making our way towards 50 streams, which is quite exciting, given that each one is, at least an hour, if not two. So, today we are getting ourselves started at Peterborough, and we are heading all the way to York in an Intercity 225. So, this is my first time on this section of this route. I've operated on the ECML between London, King's Cross, and Peterborough many a time. But today we are going the next leg of the journey to York, and maybe we can visit the train museum in York while we are there. And I will tell you things about England and trains along the way. Anyway, let's get this started and see how it goes. So let's open our doors so passengers can board. Get ourselves into forward. Kill the AWS. Get ourselves some headlights. Pantograph went up automatically. I don't know about you, but that... there we go. That prime mover sound was quite loud. Timeliness points. Yeah, we're going to go for 1,000 points today. Of course, as usual, as always. We'll see how that actually works out. All right. Release our brakes. And go. Intercity. Intercity Swallow. Speed limit is 40 miles an hour. So let's get ourselves rolling here. 10 miles an hour. Kill the power. Got a good roll. Test our brakes. Brakes work. Off we go. As you can see, our next stop is York in 112 miles. So we're going to have a chance to shake out this train a bit along the way. By the way, let me know if the train sounds are too loud. They're quite loud in my headphones, but that may just be for me. If it's fine for you, then I won't worry about it. As you can see, we have quite the long train today on the HUD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 10 coaches it looks like. We're in a 105, so let's go to full power. And 115. That is a long distance. I mean, we're heading north. We are heading north. Oh yeah. Picking up speed. So, as I said, this is the first time I have done the Peterborough to York section of the East Coast Main Line. I don't think it's my first time in the Intercity Swallow Class 225. Intercity Swallow 225, sorry. But I'm not sure. I am not sure about that. So this will be a little bit of route learning. Since we're not stopping along the way, we'll at least get a chance to see the route, see the stations along the way. Honk gently at the things we pass. Test our two-tone horn. And generally have fun. It is 10:48 a.m. in Train Simulator on what looks like a sunny summer's day. We are catching up to a freight train here on the left. Screenshot. Beautiful. Just hit 100 miles an hour, accelerating towards 125. So we've got some high speed running today. So it is very likely that in the relatively near future, well, it's definite that in the relatively near future, I will be actually heading to England and riding some English trains, which is very exciting. Could even end up on this line, which would be extra exciting. So all the more reason to get to know the route now. So I'm very excited about that. I'm sure I will take lots of photos and videos, and you will see them all over social media. Might even put together a compilation to put on YouTube to join my virtual trains on my channel with real world trains. I think that would be a good thing to do. I think I'm going to be so busy enjoying the scenery and the company that I don't, at least this time, do the playing train simulator while riding the trains, especially since my laptop is not the most powerful gaming computer in all the land. But maybe in the future. Maybe in the future. We are just hitting 125, so I'm going to cut the power. There's another Intercity 125 passing us. Got to put a little more power on. You can see we got 500 points for starting, and presumably we're going to get 500 points for ending. So all we have to do is not mess up in between. Am I missing the whistleboards because we're going so fast, or what? I have not seen whistleboards for those grade crossings we're passing. I will say hi, Rosemary. I will wave at you as I go past in the trains. It's quite a train. Quite a train. It sounds like I am going to narrowly miss the retirement. Oh, come on. Come on. That's obnoxious. I'm going to narrowly miss the retirement of the HSTs. It sounds like the last route that they were operating on is getting rid of them this month, the month of May 2021. So, alas, I will not get to ride HSTs in the wild, which is very sad. But I'm sure there will be many other very good trains to ride. And that will be good. Here in the US, with COVID at least somewhat under control, knock wood, and people getting vaccinated, Amtrak is returning to daily service on its long-distance routes, and the Northeast Corridor is going back to its full service. So that is good too. More trains is always better. Not to mention, there seems to have been a resurgence of interest in trains between people who are uncomfortable taking airplanes and our new president being quite pro-train, as we have discussed in a previous stream, or 2 or 3. So I haven't quite figured out the throttle setting that keeps me close to 125 miles an hour yet. We are currently estimated to be 14 minutes late to York, which is interesting. Let's see. Oh. Don't want to turn my windshield wiper on. Which is not ideal. We want to be on time to York today. As I said, if we're going to have time to go visit the train museum in York, then we have to be on time. Now I'm a passenger. Got a nice table here to put my laptop on. Look out the window and enjoy the views. Quite pleasant. Quite pleasant indeed. Oh, there's even a... I'm in the cafe car. I get some sandwiches and tea. Excellent. That's what I need. So what's up with y'all? How is it going today? How's your weekend been? How have your weeks been? With people getting vaccinated, are you back out in the world? What's good? "98 miles left to go." Gotta blow our horn for this other train. Don't mind me, I'm just sticking the head out the window of my train so I can enjoy the breeze at 124 miles an hour. So having never operated this route before and never ridden on it in real life, I do not know the stops along the way. And you know what? I didn't pull it up on my laptop either in the interest of not getting distracted. So we will have to just either figure it out as we go or wait until we do a stopping service. Which I'm sure will be in a future video. This is a nice little town over here. Hello, town. Little village. Hop back into the cab. My hair was getting all messed up leaning out the window. That occasional little click and keyboard tap is me hitting the AWS button right over here to indicate that I am, hello train, still alive and alert. Otherwise a little warning will go off every minute or so. In fact, I'll stop doing that so you can hear the warning. We've experienced this on previous trains on my channel, where it'll occasionally throw a fuss if I haven't moved any controls in a while, because it wants to make sure I'm still alive. If I don't acknowledge that, it will go into emergency braking, on the assumption that maybe I passed out or something. Dead man switch is the one technical term for that. I think that's more in the US than in the UK. Hello, little train. Oh, two little freight diesels running along all by themselves. There's the alert. So that's what happens if I don't push that button every once in a while. A unicorn plushie, excellent. Yeah, it is a therapeutic game. Especially when I do a route like this where, because it was marked 2 pips of difficulty, I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any crazy signals, any trains that I have to follow, you know, so I'm stuck at red lights. It's daytime, it's not snowing, it's not raining, I don't have to stop anywhere other than the end of the line, so this is about as simple as it gets. Basically, I just need to not speed. As you can see, I lost 3 points for speeding, which is horribly obnoxious. But no more, I say. No longer. Other than life, also, are you all working on any cool projects? I know I've seen a few on Chematech, but I admit that my startup keeps me from paying too much close attention to the interesting projects that the Chematecians are working on these days. We are currently going to be 13 minutes and 7 seconds late to York, which I don't think is accurate. I think it's just confused. We're going up a little bit of a hill here, so I've goosed our throttle forward a bit. Apropos of absolutely nothing, this particular train has separate throttle and brake handles. We've got the brakes over here, currently in run, and we've got the throttle over there. Some of the trains I've been operating have a combined brake and throttle, where you can't be taking power and braking at the same time. In this you can, which among other things means you can power brake, which is a good technique. Oh, bother. Did not see that coming. Luckily I didn't lose a ton of points for it, although my drive quality should have suffered for going straight into step 4 braking. Alright, so now we know there's a tunnel where we have to lower the speed to 115. Did not expect that. This is why we learned the route. We've reached a section of the line where it is just 2 tracks, one in each direction, and where we can blow our horn at another Intercity 225. As my quick Wikipedia-ing shortly before the stream revealed to me, the Intercity 225 train is actually a Class 91 power car, followed by what are called Mark IV coaches, a whole bunch of them, and then another Class 91 at the rear. I have some blueberry squash here to drink, and it is tasty. I also have my coffee that I've had a shockingly small amount of, but I think we can fix that along the way to York. Coffee. So based on all the noise this train is making, I thought it was a diesel, but you can see my pantograph is up, so presumably it is not. I don't know what all that racket is then. I guess just the cooling fans for all the electrical conversion equipment are quite noisy. That's my working hypothesis. Hello, freight train. That is a lot of containers. So here in the US we have a lot of intermodal trains that are double stacked, i.e. they carry 2 layers of shipping containers, one on top of the other, and at least outside of the Northeast Corridor, most of our rail infrastructure is designed to handle such tall trains. But at least in Train Simulator, it seems like British trains are generally shorter and have a significantly smaller loading gauge. The loading gauge being the hold on. I thought I had that, but I didn't. Also, I keep fat fingering the windshield wiper button. With my trying to hit the horn. I wonder what station that was. Let's see if I can pull up the map while I'm paused. I can. Center player. That was Grantham. Grantham. Grantham? 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 Grantham. Probably Grantham. I'm gonna go with Grantham. Let's get back up to 115 now, and the line has once again converged to 2 tracks. There's our 115 marker. Might as well speed up. Hello, another train. Anyway, so I'm curious if, as represented in Train Simulator, the loading gauge, the outside profile of trains, like how wide they can be, how tall they can be, is smaller, and thus you cannot have double-stacked container trains, intermodals. Also, I am curious if in real life there are such a frequency of trains as Train Simulator seems to be representing. It seems like there's a train going in the other direction every 5 or 10 minutes, which is quite impressive. Keeping an eye on that speed as we go through this quite dark tunnel. I know my headlights are on, but they don't seem to be doing a great deal. I don't think I'm going 116, or you would be yelling at me. That's very strange. Huh. Odd. As we go into this 125, I will pick up the speed once again. We're also going down a little bit of a hill here. Can't wait to see this countryside in real life. It will be so pleasant. Yes, I am very much looking forward to my trip. Ooh. A little freight train. A little tiny one. If you've ever been to the UK and ridden UK trains or visited UK train museums, please feel free to recommend some things I should ride or places I should go and see. It's going to be a bit of a working trip for me, as I will be continuing to do my startup full time. It is not a vacation, so I won't be able to get in a ton of wiggling about, but there will be some. There will be enough. Hey, what's up, Alex? How's life? Good to have you here. If you are just joining us, taking a class 225 in the UK from Peterborough along the East Coast Main Line all the way to York. Old York, not New York. How is your cat, Alex, who is one of my favorite cats? I will not say his name or his Instagram in case you want to stay anonymous, but his Instagram is the best. This is the East Coast Main Line, so theoretically, in fact, I should look to see on the Steam Workshop if anybody has combined the King's Cross to Peterborough and then Peterborough to York sections together, so you can go all the way from King's Cross to York and back. That would be quite a lot of fun for an extra long stream, just like the day I went all the way from the end of the GWR to London, Paddington. I was a little late on that one. Can always tell people that I passed the grade crossing after I passed it. You should know about this Instagram, Pie Man. If you haven't seen Alex's cat's Instagram, you are missing out. You are definitely missing out. Actual news? What's the actual news? I noticed that some of these coaches have a yellow stripe at the top and some have a red stripe at the top, and I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I don't know what it is. If you know, please feel free to tell me in the comments or in the chat. Oh no! Why would they close them? Humans are actually British humans seem to be actually good at using them properly and not getting run over, compared to the US where we can't trust humans with crossing railroad tracks, and we have to grade separate everything, which means gradually we are converting grade crossings into roads that go over or under the railroad tracks. Are people getting hit by trains? Is that why they say that, or are they just nervous about it? And by getting hit by trains, I mean, are people failing to notice the hundreds of tons loud things lumbering towards them? We've got a 100-mile-an-hour limit coming up, so let's be cognizant of that as we pass through a station. That station was Newark. Oh, almost got that speed limit. Almost got it. It was close. All right, we're learning. Ooh, we're going over a nice little bridge over a river. I guess that's why we slowed down. And now we can speed back up. Say hello to this other class Intercity 225. There's just so many of these. My question about how realistic that is remains, because it just seems like there's so many of them. Yeah, so if people teach you how to not get hit by trains, and then you avoid getting hit by trains, then that seems good. Then you can keep the little crossings, and you don't have to, you know, go miles and miles and miles to cross the tracks. But no, we can't have nice things. Grump, 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 grump. 5 minute? Is it that bad? I sometimes would recommend Twitch if it's that bad, because Twitch seems to have much lower latency than YouTube, but not sure. High risk levels. Don't be like us. Don't turn everything into an opportunity for litigation. Check the TPWS brake demand light. If brake demand light is illuminated, do not move your train. Don't do it. Do not. Leave it where it is. It's sleeping. Got another freight train pulling a rake of freight wagons, and we're speeding slightly. I definitely have not succeeded in a 1,000-point run today. But I admit I've been focusing a little bit more on the view out the window and getting to know this area than on keeping as close an eye on my speedo as I should. I'm quite disappointed to hear that, Rosemary. I hope they rethink that. Also, I'm sure it's contrary to regulations that I keep blowing my horn to say hello to all the trains we're passing. But it seems like such a polite thing to do. There was a whistleboard. I feel like I haven't actually seen too many of those. See, like, here's a crossing. I don't think there was a whistleboard for that one. Aha, there is a high voltage distribution line crossing over the tracks here. Very good. Marching up the country. Oh, now we're only going to be 8 minutes late to York with 60 miles to go. I thought I saw a crossing coming up. I was mistaken. Hey, at least I'm streaming and recording at actual 1080p instead of some weird downsampled resolution. So that's progress. Here's another train. I will say hello. Yeah, I see some of those coaches had a yellow stripe at the top and some did not. Ooh, this is a tight curve for 125. Super elevation action? Oh yeah. Super elevation action. Beautiful. Gotta get those screenshots. Otherwise, what am I going to use for the thumbnail on this video? Fair, you do want to share it. So the cat is Buddha, and he's adorable. Pet the Buddha. Do it. Pet it. Pet the cat. So cute. Y'all are quite quiet and sedate today. Must be just a quiet, lazy Sunday for everyone. Is that about the size of things? As we rumble onwards with 55 miles. Hello, freight train. Left until York. I will cut the power and see how we drift down to 115 for this limit that's coming up. 116. Come on. 115, perfect. As we have a little bit of tunnel action. Very good. Put on a little bit of power to keep our speed where it is. little bit more than that, I think. Max speed 125 miles an hour. Delicate windscreen finish. Yes, yes, yes. Lots of buttons over here. TMS normal. No alarm. Could turn our parking brake on if we wanted, but I think that's probably a bad idea. Lots of little lights telling us power is good. So that's good. And now we can head back up towards 120 miles an hour. There's an actual whistle board that I will blow my horn for. It has been a silent Sunday. I'm shocked how quiet everyone on the chat is being. There are 5 of you here, so don't all speak at once. My prompts remain any cool projects you'd like to share, any trains you've been riding, or pretty much whatever's on your mind. Hit 120 miles an hour. Let us reduce our throttle so we don't speed. We've already lost 38 points, and I don't want to lose any more. We are back into a 4-track section, which probably means that a station is coming up. And it is. Oh, in fact, the line has split? No. Yes, actually. There were some tracks that just went away to the left. I wonder why. And we have reached 125. Again, we will cut the power. I'm going to try to adjust this view a little bit so I can actually see that speedometer. I tend not to go by the controls. I mean, if I was a real pro, I could just do this. But I do not know this route anywhere near well enough for that. How do I do this again? I don't remember how to adjust this. There is a way to only show part of the HUD. That does that. This does that. Huh. I don't want to see the full HUD. I only want to see the partial HUD. Thank you very much. Huh. I don't... Oh, there we go. Very good. Sorry about that. Rip Pie Man. Don't die. Not allowed. Ah, what would happen? What would happen is you would go flying off into a field because the physics engine would say, nope, not allowed. In fact, the people who, for a very long time, bugged me to put a train in a lake may or may not have suggested such techniques. What? Okay, apparently I pressed a button somewhere in that put little signals on trains that tell me what they are. That was interesting. I saw that whistle board. Saw it this time. They were flying trains for Christmas. You already got flying trains for Christmas. Or lake trains. River trains. It's like river dance, but for trains. River trains. Also, bird news. I want to hear bird news. Is it train related or just bird related? Now we're getting the whistle boards. I swear they weren't showing up before. I don't think I was missing them. Get good. Thanks, Pie Man. Do my best to get good. Coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. Let us slow down for this 110. Very good. Beautiful. So I saw the beautiful pictures of the starlings yesterday and the pretty amazing slow-mo videos of the large kite from some weeks ago. But tell me more. I'm amused at the cannibalism of the kite-eating chicken wings. Bradford to London service. Oh no! Oh no! Did the kite eat the starling baby? That would be tragic. Yay! That's a relief. Why was it okay? Oh no! Oh, I see. Oh, it flew into the window. Poor baby. Poor little starling. I'm sorry they're so dumb. I was concerned that was going in a different direction. Such bird drama. 38 miles to York at 11:26 a.m. in-game time. And currently we're going to be 5.5 minutes late. Let's keep that speed up. Happily, definitely. Based on your description, wiser is debatable. Wakefield to London KX 254011. Alright, we have more 4-track section, which probably means another station is on its way. Sharp curve. Or the line is branching, which is what it looks like is actually happening. Porque no los dos. Aha! And then more tracks join. That's an interesting interchange. If only I had researched this ahead of time so I could tell you where those tracks go. We have a 120 mile an hour limit followed by a 100, so let's start dropping it down for that 100. Put my brakes in step 3 and bleed off the speed. Worksop. Interesting. This is a large yard. Where are we? What is this place? I'm gonna look. Oh my, look at this yard here. Doncaster. 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 That is, wow. This is quite the interchange here. Dang. And yards for days. Yards for days. We are well down for the 100 and need to, in fact, not be at 85 miles an hour. Doncaster. What? No? What did I do? How can that not be the correct pronunciation? That is another long train. Very nice. This is a place to be to see the trains. Jeez. I'm waiting with bated breath to find out what I pronounced wrong. Clearly, if you want to do some train watching, this is the place to come in the UK. Jeez. Tracks everywhere. "32 miles to York. ETA is now 4 3/4 minutes late. I'm pretty sure it's just gradually making that number converge with when we're actually going to get there. Little freight locomotive all by itself. So cute. Diesel locomotive, I suppose, would be a better term. Could pull a passenger train, why not? Doncaster. 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 I was more right sometimes. Thank you. But sort of mushed together, right? Like Doncaster? 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 I feel like that's a description of my life. More right sometimes. Honestly, if I can achieve that, more right sometimes, I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing. I'm still here, don't worry. Bring the speed down for the 100. Let's see if we can do this in like step 2 or something. I'm going to assume traction brake here means like dynamic brakes. Hello, little train. Come on. Yes, there we go. 100. Beautiful. Slower was righter. Doncaster. I thought UK people love to just combine all the syllables together into one quick little word. See, for example, Gloucester. I appreciate you being my pronunciation guide as I ramble about the English countryside. We are not speeding up fast enough. 4 minutes late and 27 miles to go as we head towards York on this Class 225, or Intercity 225, I should say. I don't think Class 225 is accurate. 117 miles an hour. Fields to the left of us, fields to the right of us. Trees all about. Very nice. Very pastoral, very peaceful, very trainful. London KX to Newcastle. Can I get a trackside view, please? Speeding. Speeding? This is what happens when I take screenshots. This is always what happens when I lean my head out to try to take screenshots. I speed. It is inevitable. Oh, there's such a nice breeze coming in my real world window. No trackside view? Alright, I'll make my own. Very nice. Very nice. Gotta say, that horn is... It's nice. It's not quite what I'd expect unless it's not a good reproduction. It's no Nathan K5 LA like on the Amtrak trains, which is just a wonderful chord of power and noise. Quite American. But it's melodic too. It's not just loud and obnoxious. I'm quite fond of that sound. Three and a half minutes left to make up. Coffee is still in my thermos. Hull to Doncaster. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Hull. Hull I mostly know as the place where the Weeping Angels sent Sally Sparrow's friend in Blink. What was her name? Nightingale. Can't remember her first name. The character. What a good episode. That or The Silence in the Library pair are probably my favorite Doctor Who episodes of all time. Gridlock's pretty good too, but it's not my favorite. Like, not my favorite, not as in I don't like it. We've got another track splitting off to wiggle away from us. I don't know where it's going. I've definitely watched I think precisely one video of probably Moman978 playing this route a good 4 or 5 years ago. At least 5, actually, because I think I was still doing my PhD at the time. But it has been quite a while. Cosette the cat is lying on my floor, cleaning her paw. I felt that was important for you to know. That is an integral part of Train Simulator, what the cats are doing. We now have only 2.5 minutes to make up over 17 miles, so I think we'll be just fine. I'm surprised it doesn't give us any other checkpoints in terms of time, because you could be massively behind schedule and just get to York like 20 minutes late and have no idea. I wonder if it's going to be weird getting used to looking the wrong way. Like crossing streets looking right and then left instead of left and then right, or needing to go to the left-hand platform instead of the right-hand platform to go the way that you're going. I'll have to keep that in mind. That train is also going to Doncaster. I quite like these little annotations above the trains that tell me things about them. I'll have to figure out which of the many keys I pressed to actually turn that on and off. But it's cool. I like it. Didn't even know that was available. I'm quite intrigued by this idea of finding a full King's Cross to York route that would be the two routes that I have combined. So that is definitely something I will look for later today. The other thing I really want to find is a Greater Anglia route from London Liverpool Street to Hertford East for reasons. There's a community-made version of the route that seems to be in progress, and I have a version of it, but it seemed to be quite incomplete, and/or I don't have enough of the dependencies, because they use a lot of different DLC for assets, and I do not have all the DLC that it requires. So if I manage to get that in semi-functional shape, then I will certainly stream that at some point. Here's a York to Doncaster little train. Ooh, that's a longer version of that train. 124 miles an hour, rumbling along quite nicely. Only less than 2 minutes to make up now, with 11.25 miles to go until York. What? Oh, yes. I am barely speeding. You're right. You're right about that. Just barely, though. If you're relying on just the analog speedometer on the dashboard here, it seems like it would be awfully tough to keep the speed, right at like 124 or so. So I don't know what the strategy is there. Do you keep it far enough under that you're sure you're not going 125, or I don't know. What caused that? What? I know. I can't play with you when I'm driving trains. Cosette the cat seems to think that trains are not a worthwhile pursuit, and that playing with her is the correct pursuit. It does tell me those might be real trains. That's a very good point, Pie Man. And I suspect you folks are lagging hilariously far behind where I am. That's definitely going to be a thing that I'm going to research after the stream, what the headway or the average time between trains is on the East Coast Main Line. Conversations are the best. My house contains 2 cats who are sisters, and they have very different personalities for being sisters. They look extremely similar when they're like looking out a window together, because the main difference is one has a white belly and one does not. But their personalities could not be more different. One is very talkative, one is fairly quiet. Well, I suppose their personalities could be more different, actually. They both grew up around a dog, and I think have fairly canine traits. Like, they like to play fetch, and they really like humans involved in their play. Like, toss a toy, they bring it back, and meow at you to toss it again, etc. That is what Koza is meowing at me for. If I ever do the stream that I've promised for a very long time, where I mount a camera to show you my 5-screen display with big trains spread over the whole thing, I suspect they will want a guest star. All right, we have 34 seconds to make up, and we are 3 1/3 miles from York, platform 5. So we're almost at the end of this journey after 109 miles. Let's keep an eye out for those speed things. Oh, flashing double yellow for that track, but we still have the highball. There's a 100 followed by, it looks like a 90 followed by a 60. So definitely got to start slowing down. Hi, little Cosette. Hi. She's already guest starring. Let's see, are we going to get down 60? I think I need to put it in step 3. I still have 30 miles an hour to shed. Might have to go to step 4. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Oh, even that seems too slow. No, that'll do it. That'll do it. Sorry, I had a bit of a lag there for a moment, which was an unfortunate timing. Alright, we are down for the 60. Very good. Next speed limit's going to be a 40. And we're going to be easily down for that, so I'm actually going to lay off the brake for a moment. I know, I see it. Step 1. Step 2. Beautiful. Oh, come on. No, it wasn't. That's a complete lie. That -2 is nonsense, because I was at 40 when I crossed that line. That is utter nonsense. Alright, we're down for the 30. Ease it into York. Hello, passengers. We are approaching York Station. If York is your final destination on this East Coast Main Line train today, please gather your belongings and prepare to alight at York. Thank you for your patronage, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Huh, there even are announcements here. There is a red signal. Let us stop at the red signal. I was just talking about that, Chris. And Doors. Welcome to York. We got here exactly on time. Exactly on time. That is impressive. Yeah, I was just asking if there's a workshop version of this route that at least has the London to Peterborough and Peterborough to York sections glued together. If it went from York to Edinburgh as well, that would be amazing. I don't know the answer to that. If anybody does know the answer to that, please let me know in the comments so that Chris and I can both find out, because it would be very nice to be able to go that long distance. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm certainly going to do some research. Have you already looked in the workshop and found that there is not such a thing in the workshop? Little screenshot action while we wait here. Aha, F6 is the one that did that. I feel like are those bell bottoms that this gentleman here has? Sir, I believe those pants are no longer in fashion, but you do you. Cosette really wants me to play with her. Just waiting while all of our passengers alight here. Oh. Little Cosette wants to play. We will play momentarily. Got it. If you could share that, I would love to give it a try. Maybe I can experiment and see what's up. I will definitely research that. Anyway, scenario complete. Let's see how we did. We either got a silver or a gold star. Yeah, I got the gold star. All right. So 943 points, not quite 1,000 points because I did a little bit of speeding. We didn't run through any red lights. We didn't run into anything. We didn't go into a lake, so that's good. So my first time in the class 91, I think. Maybe not. Maybe so. Unclear. Definitely my first time operating on the Peterborough to York section of the East Coast Main Line. Thank you all for joining for this pretty relaxed stream today. Enjoyed it quite a bit. As I said, it's been about a month since I did a stream. I would like to do more in the near future, but given how my next few weeks are going to shape up, no guarantees. Again, thank you all for joining. If you have any requests, comments, suggestions about future streams, please let me know. Let's try to solve this combined ECML issue, and if I find anything, I will write it in the comments or description of this video perhaps, or put it on my community page. So if you want to get an update on that, I guess feel free to subscribe, no pressure. And I hope to see you in my next train simulator stream. Have a good one, and see ya.